What's up, man?
What's up?
I think you kind of said it yourself best. How's that for 40, bitch?
Yeah, that's how I feel, man. I think a lot of people write me off because of my age.
Was that a shot that you knew could land, or did you see the opening, or was it just when you threw and it happened to connect? Sweet.
I knew the right hand would be available at some point. I actually didn't expect it the way I did it, but I knew the right hand would be available just, watching tape. So we did work the right hand a lot in practice.
Nice. When you land a shot that you've been working in practice, does that just sort of feel extra sweet, knowing that like, I wanted that to happen?
Yeah, they all feel sweet, man. That one I didn't even feel land though. It actually kind of reminded me of when I fought Diego Sanchez, and like he was out and I didn't even know that I'd landed it, and I was like, wait, is the fight over? Like, you know what I mean? You
didn't follow up, I'm assuming, because as soon as you saw him, you realized like, oh, this guy is out cold, right?
No, that's I didn't know where he went. Like you know what I mean? Like I hit him and was like, wait, where's he at?
You mentioned your age and how people are counting you out. So where do you see yourself in the division? Where do you see yourself after a win like this, after a stunning knockout like this? Where do you see yourself in the mix of things?
I mean, I definitely don't have like a lot of fights left. I just, man, that's a tough question right now. I'm gonna have to think about that a little bit, because I shouldn't say definitely, because like when I go out there and fight like that, like I feel like all the skills that I've been developing over the past, I don't know how many years I've been in the UFC now, like I feel like it's coming together better, and I feel like just my performance, like I was more calculated and smarter. I just felt like I did, like I feel like I could do a lot of really big things, and it's more just a matter of life, life, right? We were talking about this the other day, right? Like, life gets in the way.
Is there just a certain amount of honest self-assessment that you need to continuously have with yourself at this point? You don't want to. You see other fighters who maybe fight past their prime, and you see what happens to them, and you.
No, I'm not. I think like I'm in my prime now. Like
I'm not suggesting.
Yeah, like I can.
You have to just keep.
I have the ability to fight and fight at a high level still for a long time. Again, it's just life, man. Like there's just so many other things going on in my life that are. That's why I don't fight as much as I used to. Like there's just so many other factors, mainly like my kids getting older. I'm not gonna bore you with all that shit though.
It's not boring. Interesting. Do they?
We'll do a full interview and talk about it.
Okay. Do they like you fighting, or as they get older, are they more inclined to want you to stop?
They love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely your kids.
They absolutely love it. My one son, I mean, he wants to be a fighter so bad. So yeah, they love it, man.
Yeah, they're yours.
Yeah, totally. And especially, when you come home after a win like this, of course they love that. You come home after a loss, it's not the same.
Congrats, man.
Yeah.
You say your son wants to be a fighter. Are you going to allow that, or do you want him to kind of take a different path?
Oh, absolutely. I'm not going to discourage my kids from doing anything that they love other than, drugs and, like none of the stupid stuff. But, they could be whatever they want. And this is, I just tell them, look, be a martial artist first. Because martial arts will last you for your whole life and be a positive thing that you can do for your whole life. Being a fighter is a temporary thing. And, it is just an opportunity, to express your art. So, don't get too wrapped up in being a fighter. Be a martial artist first.
What sort of celebration do they do when you said that, when you come home after a loss, it's different? What is it like when you come home after a win?
It's the same, actually. I mean, they'll certainly be a lot happier and joke around and stuff more, but, we do the same. I say it to everyone. Look, I win, I'm happy. I lose, I'm happy. I go home, me and my kids have a good time no matter what. I'm not going to let that bring me down.
You mentioned thinking you have some more time. When would you like to get back in there?
Tomorrow.
Do you have an opponent in mind?
I love fighting, that's all there is to it. I just love fighting. Again, it's just like putting, getting a camp together and putting everything, all the pieces of the puzzle together. That just takes more time. So that's what kind of determines when I'm able to fight, not as much my desire, because my desire is there. And want to come in and do that to a lot of people, what I did tonight.
And as you're looking at your career, I don't want to say winding down, but you're getting to the point where.
Fair enough.
Is there any desire to run it back with any of the opponents that you lost, or are you looking forward? You just want to.
That's kind of what I would like next, to be honest. I'd mentioned Cowboy, Damian, and Robbie. Those are the ones that. I'm not the guy that's going to be, but man, I want a rematch. Like, I had my 15 minutes and I didn't get it done. I thought I won the Robbie fight personally, but I didn't get it done, and it's not my place to go around begging for it. But if they would be happy to, I'd love for it to be Damian's retirement match. I know that's what. I know he's looking for a retirement match. So I would love that, and out of respect for him, because he's a true legend, and just like when I fought him the first time, I was like, he's the worst matchup in the division for me. And I like that challenge. I think I'm more up for it now than I was before.
Thank you.
I know you said beforehand that you don't carry that pressure of having like past fights coming in with the 2-1s, but how did it, you have to have at some point after that fight, was there a moment where you were just like, hell yes, that we're back in the winning column? How good did that feel afterwards? And did you feel like the pressure come off the shoulders after that?
I don't know. It hasn't really soaked in yet, I think. Yeah, right now I'm kind of like, I did my job. I feel like I did it fairly well. I got to watch the fight and see how well I did. Just replaying it in my head, I'm like, I know a lot of things I could have done better. But overall, I'm just happy with the performance, and I try not to let the highs get too high or the lows get too low. You got to stay even keeled, and I've been in this for the marathon for a long time, not the sprint.
And I know you said that you feel like that you're in your prime. There's moments out there in that fight where I think the way you were adapting your head movement, I thought looked great in some aspects. So there were definitely glimpses of where you're like, wow, it's like he's still improving. So as that's happening out there in the fight, were you feeling, well, first, your leg, how compromised did it start to get? Because it looked like even the commentary talked about, they said, first round, he's coming forward, he's leaning on that leg, but you sort of had this like more of a Muay Thai style with the bouncing leg, as it got on. Did the leg get compromised? And
he got me with one really good one, like right in the right spot. It sent a shock down my whole leg. All the other ones weren't really nothing special. I checked a couple of them and probably hurt his foot or his calf or whatever ended up landing, probably as much as my leg. And I think, no one was talking about my leg kicks too. Like, I landed some hard ones on him with some good shin. So I think his leg is I think one of mine really compromised his leg too. So, I think we're kind of tit for tat in that area.
And does it feel good that even though while some people, and like you're even willing to say that, I know the end it's not going to be forever, but at some point, but do you still feel like you're finding little points in your game that you could see the improvement? And do you feel that as the fight's going on out there?
Totally. You mentioned, I thought my head movement was better probably than it's ever been. I thought that I actually strategized, game planned, and was thinking more in this fight than I probably ever have. A lot of times, I don't know how many times, I have this great game plan and put it together in the gym so well, and then I go out there and I'm like, fuck that, let's just hammer each other. I just want to hit you hard as I can. So, I guess maybe I'm getting old, but in a good way.
And how much does getting let alone a finish like that, but a win, but a spectacular finish, re-energize the love for the sport? Because I know you do have a lot of irons in the fire right now. And when you do get something, does it sort of help reposition? Because I'm sure you love doing your coffee business, you love doing the gym, but getting wins like this, does this help move it back up the ladder of what's the most important?
Again, I win, I'm happy. I lose, I'm happy. Nothing changes. I'm a martial artist for life. I'm going to do this till I die. Again, everything's just every fight is just a picture in time. That's just where my martial art was that day. It's how my martial art matched up with Diego tonight. If it happened, it could have happened 15 minutes later and been a different outcome. It just is what it is. So I just enjoy it, and I've learned that over the years just to be even about it regardless. And you just got to enjoy your life, man. This isn't all there is to life.
And wrapping it up, did you have words with Diego after? Were you able to say anything to him afterwards?
I mean, I just not anything long, just respect and things like that. I love Diego, man, and I hope nothing but the best for him. And he has lots and lots of talent, lots of skill. He's a great fighter. I think he just needs to put it together a little better, and I think he'll do great things.
And last question, it's kind of a stupid question. Bruce Buffer said Ohio really weird when he was introduced.
Did he?
Do you ever? I don't know if you ever catch that stuff, or if
I didn't notice.
If little silly things like that ever get in your mind before a fight, or are you so locked in?
No, I'm locked in. I do the affirmations and all that kind of stuff before.
Yeah.
I'm not
Go
listening.
back. He said it really weird. It was like Ohio. I was like, what are you doing? I was like, Matt needs to set him straight. So, all right. Congrats on the win.
Thank you so much.
Well done, Matt. Congrats on the big win.
Who's talking?
Oh, or you're to your left. Congrats on the big win. You mentioned you're happy whether you win, happy whether you lose, but I have to bring to your attention, you tied with Matt Hughes for 16 wins in the welterweight division. You're 2 away from 18, which is the record. At this point of your career, you're firing on all cylinders. What was different tonight between this Matt Brown and your last performance with Condit? Because tonight you just looked locked in.
To be honest, I think the mistake that I made in the Condit fight was I got myself too hyped up and I was too I tried too hard. Me and Condit had a long history and we're supposed to fight and blah blah. He's a big name. I always wanted to fight him, and I think I just overthought it. And I was I just wanted it so bad. And this one I was more like I'm just gonna go fight my fight. And I kind of kept that mentality throughout the whole training camp. I'm just going to do me, it doesn't matter who's standing across the cage, the fight's about me. It's not about him.
Excellent. And if you don't get one of these rematches that even the score, so be it. But you're red hot. So is another guy. I wouldn't mind a Nate Diaz and Matt Brown fight. I think that sells out any arena.
Yeah, it'd be cool. I love the Diaz brothers, and of course, it'd be a big fight. It's that's one of them fights. If I took it, it wouldn't be because I dislike the Diaz's or anything. I think you said Nick, right? Not Nate? Or either or. Yeah. So the Diaz's, I would take it because it's a big fight and I respect them.
Excellent. Good job tonight.
Thank you.